Live from the Cactus Creek at Ibri, he is the king of prime time, Ghana's undisputed entertainment laureate, and still the youngest old man in Ghana. Put your hands together, show some love for the indefatigable KSM.
It's the KSM Show.
Hello! It was very funny, I just met a friend of mine. I said, hey, KSM, all my life, me who sells a jacket that. I said, don't worry, me so all my life, me who sells a jacket that. Okay! And I'm wearing a jacket because today is a special day, Today I'm interviewing a very special person. Let me give you a little bit of history. When I started doing this show, my guest, I think she was like 8 years old. I could get you. Yeah, you can show some love for that. When I started this show, she was like 8 years old, But when you say, and as she was growing, there was a point in her life that she said, I want to go into entertainment. I think one day I will work with KSM. I swear, that was what she was thinking. Lo and behold, today I'm working with her. Show some love, man. Faith is important, too. And before I introduce her, just a little background, she joined Safa then as an assistant editor. Today, I'm happy to tell you that not only is she the director of the show, she's the producer and the editor of all Safa productions. Show some love, man! So enough of my talking, let me introduce my guest, and I'll tell you why she's a guest today. But give it up, show some love for Hannah Arkoh Mensah, director. Welcome to the show, director.
Thank you.
And the funny thing is, as she's here, she's also directing. We are going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, you know why she's my guest today. We'll be right back.
The KSM Show.
Cactus Creek. It is no longer Ghana's best kept secret. It's an open secret. So serene, so heavenly. And the meals? Just like home cooking. Cactus Creek. Your soul will thank you. Call or WhatsApp 055-039-5007.
Aspirations has good news for you. If you're in Takoradi and its environs, don't worry. You can pick up Aspirations jacket at Ruler Unisex Boutique in Anaji, Takoradi, Queen of Peace in Takofo Road. Call or WhatsApp 0544 548766.
Pulse Fitness Center, the premier destination for fitness in Ghana. Meet the indefatigable captain.
There are three things that I love doing. Number one, workout. Number two, workout. Number three, workout. Workout put mind, soul, and body together.
The captain has spoken.
We're getting busy. Bright lights, yeah, they make me dizzy. Logo Liggy. I just want the Lizzie. It's a Logo Liggy. Uptown, chasing for the Lizzie. Downtown, everybody busy. Logo Liggy. Life be Logo Liggy. I just want the
Pulse Fitness Center. Yeah. East Legon Branch, Lizzie Sports Complex, Cotton Street, East Legon, Accra, Ghana. 0302 519-675. Kumasi branches. Officers Mess Branch. Denyame, Major Kobina Drive. Kumasi 0541-871-602. Golden Tulip Kumasi City Branch. Raintree Street 0322-492-647. Pulse, the premier destination for fitness in Ghana.
Say what lie we for around town.
The KSM Show.
We're back. Hannah, thank you for being the guest. How does it feel to begin with?
Boss, you know I like standing here.
That's why you started directing. I thought when you're going to sit here, you won't be directing, but then you're still directing everybody around here. Hannah, take a break. So you're a guest.
I don't feel like it.
You are welcome to the show.
Thank you, boss.
Let me go back small. At our time, when we were at the Prempeh, then there was a school that we call Chukodus. It was in Kumasi. Chinbua Kodua Secondary School, Chukodus.
Yeah.
But I think by the time you joined, it had become co-ed. It was now a male school, not the male school like where.
Yeah.
What happened?
I think a point in time, they brought girls from Yasantua.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
the school is now a mixed school. It's no longer a boys' school.
So it's no longer Chukodus?
No. Now it's Chibua Kujia Senior High School.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Chiribua Kodua Senior High School.
TKSS.
So let me give it up for all you Chiribua Kodua. Okay. Welcome again officially to your show.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome to your show. We'll talk about your directing and everything soon, but I just want to go way back a bit, because something very interesting, and let me ask you, this is something I heard, that when you were in Chinibua Kodua Senior High School, you were working as an editor for the school magazine?
Yes.
And you got very interested in editing?
Yes.
Working as an editor there?
Yes.
Is it true that, I'm jumping ahead small, that when you went to NAFTI to interview for editing, you actually thought it was a newspaper?
Yes, I thought I was going to do news editing or test editing, anything that got to do with text, but not video. Yeah, I didn't really know what they did at NAFTI. So I just, at the back of my mind, I enjoyed doing editing
Text.
with the school magazine as part of the editorial board. So I wanted to do editing. I didn't know anything about video editing. Trust me, I didn't. Yeah.
But how much did you know about text editing when you joined as part of the?
I didn't know anything about text editing actually. So I studied general arts in school. So automatically people think that those who study general arts, we speak good English or we like literature and so they handpicked a few of us from the SRC to be part of the school editorial board for the school magazine for a year. Yeah, so I had no education whatsoever with editing. Yeah.
Let me take you back again.
Okay.
At the time that I started this show, no, this is 8.
Yes, I was 8 years. Yeah, you said 2002?
Yeah.
Yes, I was 8 years.
And you like the show?
I like the show.
At 8 years, what do you like about the show?
I think I remember you for a fierce rebel. And then the show had a lot of segments.
Yeah.
So on Friday evening, it's like you're going for an entertainment, but on TV.
Yeah.
So you sit down and you see all the segments.
Segments, yeah.
Yes. I think there was one segment that they did outside the studio. We went around interviewing people.
Out and about. That was the
Yes,
name of the segment.
Out and about, yes. That's what I liked about the show. The segmentation, the funny bits of it, and you as a presenter. That's what I liked.
So some black man. And as you were growing up, at some point you wanted to be a presenter? Is that true?
Yes, I wanted to be a presenter. So these days I've gained a little weight, so yeah. So when I was a little girl, I was very skinny, and I really liked entertainment. When they are playing music, you see me dancing, and I always knew that I'll be in the entertainment industry. I either wanted to be a model or a presenter because I'm very outspoken, even as a child. I remember one time someone came to our house. My mom, they had cooked fufu already. And the person came, the person was hungry. And they had cooked fufu and jollof rice. So my mom and her sisters told the person that, oh, they finished eating fufu, so there is no food in the house. I didn't know where I came from. I walked to the man and I told the man that they are lying. They have cooked jollof. So, there's jollof in the house. So nobody could tell me anything. I was very outspoken.
Oh, that must be so embarrassing for them.
For my parents, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And my parents did so well. They are not such parents that will tell you that, oh, you are craboni, men can't wait. They allowed us to express ourselves. So, yeah, since childhood, I've always been outspoken. So I thought because I had that nature, I could be a presenter. Yeah. But when I was growing up, I realized that though I'm very outspoken, I'm also shy. And I don't like to be in the spotlight. So I decided to withdraw from the presenting ambition because I don't like to be in the spotlight.
So you sort of all of a sudden feel like being a presenter again?
Yes.
Because you were shy?
Yes. When I say I'm shy, people don't believe me because you can take me to a place.
I don't believe you.
I wouldn't know anybody in the room, but at the end of the day, they will all be my friends. I'm that type, but I'm still very shy. I don't like being in the spotlight.
I thought you were shy, I think, the first 2 weeks after when of course, you were on your best behavior then, so you played the shy girl very, very well.
Really? I was on my best behavior.
Oh, you're the best. Hey, now for that, dear pa. Good morning, boss. She was there, KSM, you are fired.
I fire everybody from the camera guys to the sound. This morning, the sound guy called me. So usually when I get here and he's not here, I call him and I go like, Sefa, you are fired.
Yeah.
So this morning, he was late, but he had not heard from me. So he called me. Madam Director, and I'm si Sefa there. Now, Omba, and I'm si Mimi wa hasi. Okay, me say Omba. So when he got here, he was like, yeah, I called because I know when I'm running late, you call me and fire me. But because you have not fired me.
I was wondering what is happening.
I was wondering what is happening. Yeah, so yeah, I can do all that, but I'm shy.
Yeah, so that's shyness matter, dear. You know, she's the kind of person I call Fabe Washu. You know what that? Oh my God, what do you call Washu? Then you see the true person you're dealing with. You know, I will say, you join as an assistant editor.
Yes, and then your PA.
And my PA?
Yes.
Yes. You're still the PA or
I am, yes.
I haven't fired you.
No. Not yet. So I'm still the PA, yes.
And then you direct,
yes.
You produce,
yes.
You edit.
Yes.
So Chalemo Muhammad na KSM so bad shows about producer anymore. I have nothing to do with the guests anymore. Call the producer, I'll put her number out before we leave here, and I'll tell you something else that you need to know about her. But welcome one more time to the show.
Thank you.
And I'm hosting you today for a special reason. Do you know the reason? Mom, for today is her birthday, man. Give it a Today is her birthday. And you don't know the parties we've had at Sapphire already, so it's too late. Coming, but yeah, so I'm sorry.
Yes.
But you know, so let me just talk a little bit. I want to get more into the kind of person you are.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about your family, your parents.
Yes. So my mom, her name is Amanketiaba Mensah, and my dad is Anthony Abusumpiam Mensah. I think you wished them a happy birthday some few weeks ago. They said they both celebrate
on the
birthday,
same day.
Yes, 1st of March. So
is it 3rd of March? Eh? First March.
Yes, they are both
the two of them.
Yes, but different year, but the same day. And then I have 4 sisters, and I'm the 3rd of the 4, and I have 2 sisters after me. I think you know all my sisters. Even the little one works with you. Yeah. Yeah.
And working with your mom, and that's what I get, that you said she had a lot of influence on you.
Yes.
What are the characteristics of your mom that you know you have picked up?
So my mom is someone that wakes up ever since I was born. Even when she was pregnant, I saw her pregnant with my two little sisters. So even when she was pregnant, she wakes up at 4, gets ready for the market. By 5, she's out of the house.
She's a trader?
She's a trader. She sells tolo beef and pig feet.
Oh,
She said she used to be in Central Market in Kumasi, but now because I think they are fixing the place, so she's now at race course. So she wakes up very early at dawn, and then she goes to the market, and she comes back very, very late. Some of the things that I picked from her is she's very hardworking, she's very dedicated, and she's very ambitious. Yes. As young as when I was in class 3, I was selling with her in the market.
You were in class 3 then?
Yes. You can't say that none of her kids has sold with her in the market. We all went through the mill. So far as you are the daughter or the son of Aman Ketiaba,
you go to the market.
You go to the market. So she started training us at a very young age to be hardworking. And if we are not in the market, we are in the house, we are cooking, we are cleaning, we are washing. She never comes back from the market to clean. It's not allowed in her house, yes. So
the children have to do that?
Yes. You have to. With the household chores, she divides them. If my sister is making soup, I am making the banku. Then next week we rotate it. If I am making soup, my sister is making the banku. So that's how she brought us up. So you can't be with her and be lazy. No, you cannot.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know there are many old school men that I watch. Hey, you're training the bar. You know, Mama, this is your ideal wife.
Oh.
When you might be an in-one. Are you the ideal wife? Kind?
Yeah. It depends on the person who wants the wife.
Okay.
I might not be the ideal wife for someone because I'm very focused when it comes to my goals, my ambition, and all that. Some men don't like that. They don't want a wife that is very outspoken. I'm very outspoken. I'm very hardworking. And they might see me as a threat. So it depends. You need to be a particular kind of man to like me. Especially in our part of the world. You, dear, I know that you are that kind of man because your wife, Madam Mavis, she's one of my mentors. And I know how she is. And I know her ambitions. And I look up to her a lot. So I know you are the type of man people like you who like me.
Oh, whoa, Perez! Okay, interesting. Yeah. But you know what I find fascinating about you? Number one, you were doing editing for the newspaper. You got interested in it. Somehow you ended up at NAFTI wanting to do editing. Yeah. And then you realized that this is not the text editing. Yeah. This was video editing.
Yeah.
At that point, when you realized it was video editing, did you say, oh, there be a new way, or you studied further to find out what is more about it before you make your decision?
Okay, so someone made me realize that it wasn't test editing. So before I came to NAFTI, my dad used to live right across NAFTI. So he actually drew my attention to NAFTI. As a child, when we came to Accra for vacations, we saw NAFTI. And sometimes you can hear that they are playing drums and all that, but I didn't really know what
it was all about.
It was all about. And then my auntie also had I'll say a chop bar opposite Mahogany Lodge. She's no longer there. She's late. Her name was Auntie Aggie. So when we go there to eat, when my dad introduced me to Nafti, he told me that I should come to Accra and talk to some of the lecturers since he knows them. I came and then I spoke with Adra Pra, Miss Pra. And when I got to her office, there was this other lecturer there. His name is Yao Lajepo. So Adra asked me questions, and when I answered the questions, she realized that I didn't really understand that Nafti was film. So she told me that I should go to the Nafti library. I had not even come to school then. I just wanted to talk to someone there before I come. So she told me to go to the Nafti library. So I went there. She recommended some books for me, so I started reading. So when I read, I got to know that it wasn't text. It was actually videos.
Editing.
It was actually video editing. So I learned a few things about shots, composition.
So it didn't scare you that, oh, this is not the editing I was talking about. You rather got...
I got more interested because when I came home, I found myself reading more about the video editing. I wasn't scared. It rather spiked my interest. Yeah, I wanted to know more. Yeah.
We're going to take a commercial break. But when we come back, I'm going to talk to her. And I really, for you younger ones out there, I want you to listen to things and get encouraged, because she started working with us as an assistant editor. Today she's producing, directing, and editing all of Safa Productions. And that's the kind of diligence, dedication, and hard work that I want you, the young ones out there, to learn about. But let's take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll get more into Hannah Arkoh Mensah. We'll be right back.
The KSM Show.
Cactus Creek. It is no longer Ghana's best kept secret. It's an open secret. So serene, so heavenly. And the meals? Just like home cooking. Cactus Creek. Your soul will thank you. Call or WhatsApp 055-039-5007.
Aspirations has good news for you. If you're in Takoradi and its environs, don't worry. You can pick up Aspirations jacket at Ruler Unisex Boutique in Anaji, Takoradi, Queen of Peace in Takofo Road. Call or WhatsApp 0544 548766.
Pulse Fitness Center, the premier destination for fitness in Ghana. Meet the indefatigable captain.
There are 3 things that I love doing. Number 1, workout. Number 2, workout. Number 3, workout. Workout put mind, soul, and body together.
The captain has spoken.
We're getting busy. Bright lights, yeah, they make me dizzy. Logo Liggy. I just want the Lizzie. It's a Logo Liggy. Uptown, chasing for the Lizzie. Downtown, everybody busy. Logo Liggy. Like we Logo Liggy. I just want the
Pulse Fitness Center, East Legon Branch, Lizzie Sports Complex, Cotton Street, East Legon, Accra, Ghana, 0302 519-675. Kumasi branches. Officers Mess Branch. Denyami, Major Kobina Drive. Kumasi 0541-871-602. Golden Tulip Kumasi City Branch. Rain Tree Street 0322-492-647. Pulse, the premier destination for fitness in Ghana.
Say what lie we for around town.
The KSM Show.
We're back. And I'm going to say something that I've never told you before. You know, I think two things I want to talk about that I've never mentioned to you, you know, and what gave me the impetus to know that, Charlie, this is a valued worker, and if you have a worker like this, you know, you hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember one time we had a major crisis at the editing room.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it was so major that folks, I thought, say, Charlie, maybe we should just prepare to repeat a show. Because the show we had shot, that we had advertised, went through some major problems, you know. So I just said, okay, at the very, very, very last resort, let us just prepare and show repeat.
Yeah.
Until I called you and I said, okay, why you do it me, you know. So it's cool. If you have to, at the last minute, we'll repeat the show.
Right.
And this is what I told you. And Hannah, you stayed up that night, all night, all day, all night, to make sure you get that episode ready. Do you remember?
I remember.
What episode was that? I don't.
I think it was Chachu Chikates. Yeah, I think, the second one.
The second one?
Yes.
And that was so major, we have publicized it.
Yes, because he came for the first time. And then you said that you're going to...
Get him back.
And
he came back the second one.
And then we had sent...
the promos out and everything.
Yeah, promos were out,
But it was such a crisis at the editing room. Yeah. I thought maybe we'll just scroll that we are sorry. We couldn't bring you this repeat.
My machine crashed.
Yes.
So, yeah.
But anyway, to cut the long story short, you stayed up and you did all that you could do. You called all the technicians that we knew from whatever. You got it, and the show came on as planned. Man.
Yes.
Show some love, man. You know, and honestly, I never said anything, but I was so impressed with your dedication.
But you gave me no coffee, though.
I gave you no coffee. I don't remember.
Yeah, he's a good boss. He gave me no coffee.
Yeah, okay. So that was the first one. Actually, that was the second one.
Okay.
The first one, too, you know, I remember we were going through some transitions.
Yeah.
And we're losing a very, very major, very, very hardworking editor then.
Yeah.
You were then an assistant editor.
Yes.
You know, and I think I hinted that we may lose that hardworking editor, you know, and there are all these things, and I asked you, are you ready to take over? Do you remember what you said?
Yeah. I don't really remember the exact, what did I say?
You just said, boss, I'm ready.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
Those were just your rewards, your response, I'm sorry.
Okay.
You know, boss, I'm ready.
Yeah.
And you proved how ready you were, even though, you know. So I'm just saying this, you know, to let you know what I felt about those two occasions. And then also to encourage people to understand that, Charlie, nothing is easy in this world, though.
No. Sometimes
nature throws things at you. Say, where do you feel buy it? But stay the course. Stay the course. And that's what you did. Congratulations. I've never said before. I thought I would tell you today.
Thank you.
Yeah. So how have you, you know, I know you've had a lot of experience, you know, in the background, you know, working here and there, camera, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Then you finally joined Safa from assistant editor to producer, director, editor now. What's your feeling so far about your accomplishments?
In as much as I'm proud of myself, I still feel like I've not even scratched the surface. That is the feeling. I don't think I have accomplished so much. Yeah, the bar is too high. Yeah, the bar is too high.
Okay.
There are lots of things that I want to do.
Yeah.
There are lots of things. Yeah, I don't think I've done even half. Yeah.
And we'll pick that up from later. But this one has automatically led me into a question. You know, there are a lot of things that you want to do. You don't think you have even done half. You know.
Yes.
What about love life? Do you have time to date? Is there a man? Is there, you know, somebody watching say, "Tell me, girl, in Is there somebody watching shouting that right about now?
Boss. Boss, I'm saying boss because you interviewed one of my bosses.
Yes.
One of my bosses, Kennedy Menu.
And I asked him the question. And you know how he responded?
Boss.
So I give him the same response.
I'll give you the same response.
I'm not happy with that response. I didn't say anything to Kennedy, but because I'm a friend.
I'll give you the same response, boss. You know the answer, so I don't know why you're asking.
I don't know. And like you're saying, you know, my wife is a mentor, mentee.
Yeah.
What's the? You know, you're the mentee.
Yes,
she's been a mentor. Yeah. Very dynamic, independent,
very
hardworking.
Very hardworking.
Yeah.
Very hardworking.
You know, so when you say that the kind of person you're aspiring to become, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
You know, but in your own view, you know, is there a role for relationships in this hardworking philosophy, if I should say so?
There's actually a role for relationships. You just need someone who would understand you. Yeah, someone who is in tune with your visions.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, if not, you'll be very frustrated,
Yeah.
trust me.
Yeah.
Because you know me, when I come to work, I set a target. And even if it's 10 p.m. and I've not completed the targets, I don't close because our show is an appointment show. And we shoot on Tuesday or Monday. When I'm lucky, we shoot on Monday. And if I'm not lucky on Tuesday, I have about 2 days to finish the edit. So I have to stay in the office and complete the targets for the day before I can go on, because people cannot be seated at 9 p.m. on Friday and not have the show.
Yeah.
So if I don't have someone who understands that this is the kind of work that I do, there will always be conflict. Yeah, so I need someone who understands that I'm not free during these times, and the person knows where I am and will not assume that I am somewhere else. Yeah, so there's definitely a role for relationship, but you need someone who is in tune with you and understand.
I like that bit about being in tune with your vision.
Yeah.
So they can understand that you have a vision, you have somewhere to go.
Yeah.
And they must be in sync.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. The other thing we haven't talked about, you know, apart from your editing and film work and everything that you do extremely well, you also create a fashion line called Azipa.
Yes.
And you have your own jackets.
Yes.
Did you make this?
Yes.
Azipa?
Yes.
This is one.
This is Azipa. Yeah.
Then get up and model it small so we can see properly.
This is. Yeah. So this is Azipa kimono. Yeah. Oh. So we made this.
Love, man.
we made this and a kimono with African prints. I'm just wearing a turtleneck. Yes. Dress beneath it. So yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. And I'm saying that because all the jackets I wear are Azipa jackets.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's take just a quick second to look at some of the Azipa products. Take a look at this. There we go. So when do you have time to get into the Azipa fashion design, the necklaces and everything else?
I have a group of people that I work with. I work with my sisters, my kid sisters. I have 2 sisters who are into fashion. And and they make the jackets, and then I outsource for other people to also assist. And then my friend Sandra, she also assists me a lot because I spend...
Is that Obibini?
Obibini, yes. Obibini assists me a lot because I spend most of the time behind the PC editing. So sometimes we have to be at certain places, certain meetings, and I can't go. I just call her, and tell her that there's a meeting here and I cannot be there. And she picks up, Sometimes she go and roam in Accra looking for a particular fabric. Sourcing the fabric is like the major headache with the Azipa Essentials line, because we like to do unique fabrics like these ones.
Fantastic.
And the lady that makes the necklace and the earrings is actually a friend's cousin.
Okay.
Yeah, so she also...
So do you design them, or you just come up with the
So with the jackets, the first one we made, I actually drew a skeleton on a piece of paper, and then I showed it to my sister, and I told her that this is the idea I have. Is she able to create a sample for me to see? And she said, okay. So she did a sample, and then I liked it. Then we started, making it. So I personally do the sourcing of the fabrics, and then I told them how it should be. But I'm not a fashion designer. I just have an idea. I like to dress up sometimes, not all the time. So I have the idea, and then I tell them. So because they are fashion designers, they understand me, and then we go ahead.
Okay.
And then there are two other ladies too that make some of the jackets.
Brilliant. Show some love, man. And by the way, you got some very interesting gigs.
Yes.
Was it like a church or something that wanted you to sew something for the whole choir or something like that?
Yes. Harvest Gospel Choir. They just on the 7th of April, they had their 25th anniversary. So I received a call from a lady called Michelle, and like months ago, she told me that she wanted to contract me to...
How did Michelle get to know your works?
I think someone recommended me to Michelle. The person had bought a jacket from me and recommended me to Michelle. So Michelle called, and she was like, am I talking to her? And I said, yes, this is she. And she was like, someone recommended your jackets to me, and I would like you to make some for a group. She didn't tell me the type of group they were, So I spoke to her and I was like, Michelle, we can make it for you, but the jackets, customizing it takes a while. So kindly call ahead of time and let me know so that we can start working and meet your target, And she said, okay. So I didn't hear from her for a while. Then about 2 weeks to the event, she calls. And she's like, Hannah, they just approved our budget, so can you still make the jackets? And I was like, hold on, I'll call you. Then I called my sisters and I told them, and they said, okay.
How many did they want?
They wanted 60 jackets.
60?
Yes.
Like 60?
60 jackets at first. Then later they said, no, they want 71. 71 jackets.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a big payday for you.
For the whole team. It's not just me. For the
whole team,
Yes, for the whole team. Because I take the gigs, but a lot of people are paid when the gigs come.
Is it Harvest Church?
Harvest Church.
They're quite big.
I didn't know. I didn't know. So they invited me, and I had not even received the ticket. I was supposed to go to the event grounds and then pick the ticket up. So I actually didn't know who they were. They had actually invited Don Moen. I don't know if I'm mentioning the name right.
Yeah, Don Moen, yeah.
Yes, and then...
that's a big international gospel star.
And then I think Moses Bless, So I picked an Uber that morning. And then I was talking to the Uber guy. And then, we are two young people. And he was talking about he wanted to leave Ghana and all that. I said, don't worry, me too, I want to leave Ghana. and then I told him that, but I've started something small, and then it's actually picking up.
Okay.
And I have this choir contracted me to make jackets for them, and he was like, oh, which choir? And I mentioned it's him. And he was like, wow, congratulations. I was like, why? And he was like, they're a big deal.
Church. Yeah.
I said, I didn't know. So I came to Obibini's place at UPSA Church to wait for them because I don't like going anywhere late. So the event was at 4, I think 4. And then I came to her around 1 p.m. So I sat in the church and then I waited. So I was there, I texted Michelle. Michelle, thanks for the gig. I didn't know you were a big deal. And she was laughing. I entered the auditorium, the setup, the production. I've listened to Domon for a very long time.
Yes.
Now I am seeing
Going to see him.
I am seeing him, and the choir is walking on stage in my jacket.
Wow, give it up, man. Give it up. That must have been a proud moment for you.
Yes, it
Wow.
was. Yes, I went with one guy, Frank. I went with Frank, and if Frank was here, he would have testified. I was shaking.
Wow.
Yeah, the choir walked on stage.
In your jacket?
In my jacket, and the show was streaming live on TV.
Hey, we are qualified now.
I was so happy.
Yeah. And, well, the reason I'm putting this out because I want everybody to know that we saw the stuff you do.
Yes.
People to become aware that you do this stuff.
Yes.
And maybe the next gig will come from another mega church like my church. Do you know my church?
No, I do not.
You don't know my church?
No.
The International Redeemed Church of Saints and Souls.
Okay, so we are ready.
You are ready?
Yes.
No, but all jokes aside, you know, I want you to put out a number for Azipa.
Okay.
Anybody who's listening now who may want to contract you, you know, I mean, what pam for harvest, I want to be like, you know, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a really big deal.
Yeah.
So what's that? How can anybody reach you?
Okay, so if you want to reach us, you can send a WhatsApp on 0247 661983. You can send a WhatsApp or call. You can also find us on social media. We are on Instagram at aze_pa_essentials. And then we're on Facebook at Azepa Essentials. I wanted to fantilize it, so Azepa ADZEPA.
Azepa.
Yeah, Azepa Essentials.
Fantastic.
Yeah. You can, when you call, I'll pick up and then.
And folks, all the information is right there on your screen right now. And take advantage. Please call. You know, the whole idea, let me say this for a second, you know, it's not that she's an editor for me. She's an editor and a hard-working one as well. And when I also discovered that she does stuff, I wear Adepa myself.
Yes.
And then when I actually found out that she's done this big gig for a church, I said, Hannah, it's time to go public and celebrate yourself and let people know what you're doing. Because you'll be amazed how many people may need or want what you're doing. So, tell me, first tonight or the best tonight. I'm a director. I want to be in the background. So, no, it's time for the foreground. So, show some love for her. She's in the foreground. And by the way, let me take this opportunity to say, happy birthday, man. Yeah.
Thank you.
I wanted to sing happy birthday, but I've done it for you already on phone this morning, and I don't want to spoil people's day with my voice. But happy birthday. How does it feel?
Yeah, it feels good to be. Should I mention my age?
No, that's your personal decision.
Thank you.
We'll be on phone.
It feels very, very good, and yeah, it feels good. And I'm believing God for, major things. Major things. You call me lawyer. You know I want to be a lawyer.
I know you want to be a lawyer. You act like a lawyer, talk like a lawyer. And also, I know you have your eyes set on some further studies in the US, Canada.
Yes.
I know. I see your applications. They will always write to me. So and so says she works with you and they want recommendations. Say, but Benjamin Hawkon say,
oh, and yes, sir. Says a cast scholarship.
A cast scholarship. But you don't have a problem getting scholarship when you are at TK.
Yeah,
TK.
Yeah.
You got Otunfo scholarship.
Yeah, Otunfo Charity Foundation. Yeah, I had the scholarship.
Congrats.
Thank you.
And then when you went to NAFTI too, you were on scholarship at NAFTI.
Yes, yeah. That's very true.
That's true.
I wouldn't say it's luck. I'd never attribute it to luck. I think
you worked hard for it.
I worked hard and favor. You know how I am. very dedicated, very humble. Am I blowing my own horns?
Blow it.
So
You have heard the saying, if you don't say I am, nobody's going to say thou art.
yeah.
So blow your own horn
Yo,
and
so,
be free.
Yeah, so I think I tend to be favored when it comes to these things. And then God has also been very, very good. I think my mom's prayers is working. Yeah.
But anyway, congratulations.
Thank
you know,
you,
and
boss.
you've done very well.
Yeah.
You know,
And I had a lot of people to thank for that.
please go ahead.
Yeah, so my lecturers are NAFTI.
Mhm.
The
You can name
editing,
them.
yeah, the editing department, there were 4 female lecturers, Auntie Sarah, Miss Pra, Asei, and Miss Lauren. They were very instrumental. And then Sammy Boat, Sammy. So he was the first person that took me on gigs. In NAFTI, we say PJ. Personal jobs. So I started off charging batteries for him. Then he promoted me to standing behind the main camera. Then he promoted me again to doing cutaways, as we call it, B-rolls. And then he promoted me again to handle a major event. He had then traveled to Egypt. Then this gentleman, Peter Sampa, we share the same birthday. So happy birthday, Peter Sampa. People know him as Ekubele. He's one of the major visual effects guys in Ghana. Yeah, so I've had a lot of people throughout my journey. And then Sally, I met Sally at church. My friends, they've been very, very supportive. Yes. Sometimes you don't have anything to eat, so we are just eating both floats and yogurt for the whole day. Enough tea. Yeah, or sometimes, because my mom sells in the market, I get a lot of food because even if she doesn't have money, she will ship, did I say ship? From Kumasi.
Yeah, transport ship, whatever.
Let's not see Kumasi.
Or it's VIP them.
Yes,
VIP
a whole bottle of different types of food. So I always had food. And my daddy, my daddy was also at NAFTI, very close to NAFTI, and he would ride a bicycle and bring us stews.
Wow.
Yeah, soups and all those things. So
Are you a DB? Your daddy riding a bicycle to bring you food?
I'm not DB. I'm not DB at all.
Your daddy riding a bicycle to bring you food?
I'm not
Why is
DB
that?
at all, but my daddy is a typical Fanti man. He's very romantic.
Okay.
And he actually really cares. He gave birth to all girls.
Okay.
So my daddy has set the bar so
you're
high.
very romantic, eh?
Me, I am not. The person that is coming should be romantic.
Wow.
He cooks in the house. He still does. And he does a lot of things in the house. And even though he has given birth to all girls, we hardly live.
This is just a quick advice to whoever will be interested in her. You see the bar the father has set. That's why you have a lot to do to catch up. You have to cook. I know Selassie. She recommended you to work for me, so I can never forget Selassie.
Yeah. So my friends, they are very, very supportive.
We have run out of time, director.
That's
When
too
Nigerian
bad.
was like, cut, maybe cut.
That is too bad.
Ukasa de yao de ukasa. Yeah, kwakati did I know. But thank you so much for joining us. I guess you know why I brought you here now. I think you have a lot to offer the upcoming ones.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they listened, and I'm sure they will learn a lot.
Yeah.
So thank you very, very, very much for coming. And for all of you young ones out there, number class 2, class 1, when I started, as I say, you're doing things of your own and really, just really, you have arrived in a way. Call me. I want to host you. So maybe Saturday now class 1, but they say no. We're director of a friend is saying. We're director of a Jubilee House.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, get in touch with the producer.
Yeah.
Can I give out your number?
Yes, the same number. But
the
you
same
know my
number.
number off head. When you go to every interview, then you just put my number there. When I'm in the office, people
They
will
start
calling
calling
me.
you.
They'll be in the office, I'll be receiving strange calls. Oh, your number KSM. I say, that's why. So please give them the number.
So the number she gave.
No, I want you to give the number.
Oh, the number is 024 766 1983. Yes. And for all of you people out there, especially those who were young when I started the show, I was to say you have matured into full-grown, responsible doing things. Please, I'd like to host you.
Yeah.
Except you have grown up to become an night robber and name show. But Hannah, thank you very much. I'm glad you came.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
And to all of you, until I come your way again next week, KSM signing off as I've always done. For the last 6 years you've been directing, and what do I say?
We are out of here.